Hey guys, how's it going? So I'd like to speak a little bit about the contact experience, like moving into the latter half of this year, which we are now in, moving towards September. I've been pointed to is likely to be a lot of sightings in the sky, a lot of ET craft sightings. If you're doing CE5 contact meditations, you're very likely to have some very profound experiences. So I thought I'd share a little bit about the contact experience and what you can really expect to feel like energetically, because it's much more than just like seeing like lights in the skies. It's a whole like kind of transformation of consciousness, a whole like spiritual awakening experience. There's a saying in Eastern spiritual traditions that when a log that has just started to burn is placed next to a log that is burning brightly, the log that has just begun to burn will burn ever the more brightly. And so it's the idea that when you've just started your spiritual journey and you've just had a few experiences and you're beginning to go through the transformation of consciousness and rise into more love-like frequencies, more feeling of oneness, more feeling of unity consciousness, more feelings that reality is within our consciousness and actually out there is within your own consciousness. When you spend some time with a very advanced spiritual being, a very advanced spiritual human in this case, in the Eastern traditions generally, that it'll kind of accelerate your own awakening, kind of some of their energy. You'll absorb some of that energy and like move more into oneness, more into bliss, more into joy, more into the expanded state of consciousness. And so this is very much the experience with extraterrestrial contact. It's like even just seeing the lights in the skies, you'll really feel their energy, you'll really feel their consciousness. It has a very profound and like palpable effect on us when we see the ships in the skies. It's almost like they've got like this magnetic energy that will make us feel very present. You always come very much into the center of the present moment. Very often things can like begin to look more colorful, more vivid, more bright. It can very much feel sometimes like you're in a computer game or like a dream or a movie or even a cartoon. It's like everything changes, everything becomes like an energetic reality. It's like you realize that you're an energetic being, and you realize that like everything else is just energy, and you're kind of like in this energetic dream of consciousness. And it's like everything is different. It's like it shifts into fourth density or fifth dimensional reality, and you begin to experience reality as kind of like this energetic fourth density fifth dimensional reality. And what that feels like in my experience is it's just like something shifts. You no longer feel like I'm a human being, I'm flesh and blood, and I exist on this earth, and like the trees are out there and I'm here and everything is outside of me. It's all of a sudden everything changes, and it feels more like a dream. It feels more like almost like being in a video game. It's like everything just becomes energy, and you become part of this like energetic play of consciousness where things look more vivid, more colorful, more beautiful. You become very much more present. You're not lost in thought about the past or the future. You're just kind of in awe about the experience. It's the most amazing experience. And when a lot of us experience this for the first time, we kind of like spend like years trying to get back to that state of consciousness. And normally when we start doing that, the ETs kind of step back a bit and like, whoa, this guy's been like a bit overwhelmed by the experience. He needs to like, get a bit more grounded and like live in reality and stop chasing future experiences, because ultimately like the awakening experience that these ET contact experiences can activate in us is bringing us to a state of presence. And it's when we're in the present moment that we experience this vivid and beautiful reality. But the thing is, if we start like trying to like rekindle that experience, we're looking in the future. We're going to our mind and like trying to rekindle an experience. And like experiences only ever happen once. Everything is changing in reality. And sure, we begin to shift in time to this more higher state of consciousness. It's more joyful, more present, more blissful, more colourful, more bright, more kind of like an HD reality, as I once heard a contactee experience it. Like everything shifted into HD for him. This is when the HD TVs were just coming out. Must have been around 2011, because it was at Exopolitics Leeds in the UK. So yes, so when you begin to have your own experiences, which I think is very likely, I think a lot of you are, if you haven't already, you're going to start getting experiences over the next 6 months, definitely over the next year, but probably like around August, September, October time. It's a very powerful time for extraterrestrial contact. So if you want to practice like some CE5, do like the contact meditations to connect with the ETs, or just setting the intent. All you have to really do is set the intent in your heart. Perhaps spend a few minutes meditating each night, light just on the idea. You can like visualize ships in the skies. This is a very powerful way of making contact. And like if you really have the conviction and the desire and like really like go for this and do the meditation daily or most nights during the week, it's very highly likely. And if you're doing it pure intent, you know, just coming to a place of love, wanting to like invite them in just for the fun and joy of it, they love that, just like us wanting to meet with them just for fun and joy, and like wanting to meet them and experience what they're like, or for the idea of I really wanted to help Earth and help the transformation of Earth. If you're doing it from a very pure-hearted place, it's very highly likely that you, especially if you've been on the spiritual journey a while. I mean, I hadn't right at the beginning of my journey, but they like these higher frequencies. They like beings that are more oriented in our hearts, that are more like, you know, devoted to serving the whole of humanity, that are interested in the spiritual path, spiritual expansion, spiritual awakening. If this is kind of you and this is where you're coming from, it's highly likely you're going to have your own experiences over the next few months as contact on Earth accelerates. So if you want to learn more about this, I have a course starting this Saturday, July the 1st, I think it is, this Saturday in July, teaching extraterrestrial contact, teaching how you can do the C5 meditations to invite the ETs into your reality so you can see their ships, like I've just explained, like what I call phase shift contact, where you actually go on their ships, which is an entirely another level. It's pretty intense, but it happens in physical reality, but it feels like you shift into another dimension of reality. It's very bizarre. I'll be teaching about that on the course. I'll be teaching about how to connect with them telepathically, how to have telepathic communications, how to channel the ETs. We'll touch on that as well. How to connect with them in dream time, and how to like do astral travel in meditation, and perhaps even full-on astral travel into other dimensions if I can get my head around this myself in time. But we're going to touch on a lot of areas of contact, specifically a lot to do with the CE5 and inviting the ships in, so we can actually experience the ships in the skies and like see the ships in the skies, so we can have these awesome experiences and feel the love light frequencies directly radiating out the ships in the skies, and like lots of dimensional ways of having contact. It's a lot more complex and bizarre than you'll possibly understand. So if you're ready for a big shift of consciousness, if you're excited to embark upon this journey, check out the link in the box below, sign up for my course, and I'll see you in there. Peace, love, light, and Shivai.